What's up, guys? Hades here. Today we're talking about Lord Talents. There is a big update coming around the corner, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm going to talk about all the things you need to do in preparation for it as soon as it comes out. So this huge optimization here, switching Lord Talents pages no longer cost gems. I cannot explain how important this is because currently we have this massive 200 gem swap, which pretty much makes players never change it until like a KVK comes around or an IB, and it feels like such a pain in the butt. You gotta swap to a war page for 200 and swap back for 200, and it ends up costing you 400 gems, and it really sucks. So now this is gonna be gone, which means we can fully optimize always, which is so cool. And I want to show you some things I'm going to be doing as soon as it comes out. Now, I have 2 pages right now. I don't really keep a third just because it's too expensive to swap, right? Even spenders or mid spenders, it's just, if you want to be careful with your gems, it's just almost never worth swapping. Now, I almost always camp what I call my farm talents, and the main points here are at the bottom, and I'll work my way down. So these ones don't really matter all that much, but big ones here is reduce 10% AP when finding gnomes. This is massive. Gems are so hard to find. We are in a rebel event right now. We're about to be in a double reward event. 10% AP reduction is insane. Secondly, getting your 5 boss attacks like pretty much twice a day almost. I think you get, it's every 4 hours, so you get like 6 a day or whatever. So it's a lot of free AP. You're saving yourself, it's about 75 80 AP to kill a boss, and you get to hit it 5 times. I love effortless. It's one of the big reasons I keep it. And then I get tons and tons of gnomes hits and the free boss hits without wasting AP, because you're going to use like 400 AP hitting your boss daily. Always have these ready to swap to. These come in massive when it comes to growth on your account. Now, the next big one is Purifying Dragon. 10% reduced time is incredible. You should be farming gold and purples every day, and you're going to save yourself so much time throughout the day, right? 10% of 20 hours or 24 hours would be 2.4. So you're saving yourself 2.5 hours a day, basically, which really adds up over time. Remember, I have an account that's been active for over 1,000 days. That's a ton of time saved. Not many people have their dragons maxed. This is an important thing to have. Dragon upgrades and reduced training. You now can swap these before you train, and you don't have to camp one or the other. You can just do it as you please, right? Going for resources or whatever it may be, double rewards on gnomes. This is going to be a huge pickup that you can do every day. Now, this is a 6-hour cooldown. You can store 4. You get your 4 doubles per day on gnomes. We're going to need these. This is how you get gems, right? I prefer to have the dragon as my dragon's not there. But once we get this swap, I'm going to be doubling up on my gems. Some of these aren't going to be very good. I don't convert anymore. I have pretty much unlimited gold. Billions upon billions. Cost for healing, you're going to want to swap to this when you can, instead of training. I usually camp training just because training's more frequent, but I'm absolutely going to be doing 10% healing whenever I can. This is a huge skill that I would love to have access to, and we will have access to whenever we want it, with different setups. And then moving along, you're going to be able to switch to dragon versus technology instead of camping. You get all the gnome hits, plus you get the free hits across the map. This is going to save a ton of AP in like KVK. You can do 3 long-range hits from behind a wall, and they're faster. They're 50% faster. Swapping to Divine Walker is going to save you a ton of AP, especially when you're doing those long ones that cost 300, right? This could save you easily 300 times 3, like 900 to 1,000 AP in one day. And then, of course, production's usually better than building. I would love to swap it, but I'm not gonna switch it for 200 gems just because. And then you're gonna want your fighting tree, right? Just a few here, but there's some huge keys to the fighting that's going to make a massive difference. And you're gonna want 2 fighting pages, and the reason being is there's opposites, right? There's an attack skill and there's a defense skill. Now, one of your pages, my page 1, I'm probably gonna have page 1 and 3 as a war. One page will have attack and defense balance, and then the other one will flip. So this one's gonna have first strike and aid, and then after I use my first strike and aid, I'm gonna swap to 3, and it's gonna have body of steel and last stand, and I'm gonna have all these extra skills at my disposal whenever I want, or it's going to have rank advancement, or whatever I need it to be. In a KVK, I might even set up 3 pages because there are so many extra things like the rank advancement or whatever, but it's so free you can just switch it as needed. Same thing here. You're going to want to have 1 page with excitation and 1 with energy burst, or 1 with meditation, whatever fits your march best. And then again here, you're going to want 1 on attack, 1 on defense, so you can swap over those as needed, right? And then, of course, these ones at the bottom, please make sure you're reading these and optimizing them against your opponents. This one, I usually just camp it because it's the most valuable around the board. There's a big meta of physical carries in the front being the strongest, so just having this is almost always best. But there are certain teams with like the Hammurabi team or certain low-key teams who do the most, and you're going to want the magical defenses, right? And then, of course, having these little extra wounds along the way is going to be very, very valuable. So we're going to want to have 2 military swaps and a support swap. Probably you might even want a 3rd military swap, but we'll see. And then you could probably have 2 development ones in peacetime, and then 2 attack ones during KVK or kill event or whatever it is. But this is a super big update. I'm extremely excited about it. It really is going to be a big game changer. There's huge things like AP consumption versus march speed. I would love to switch to AP consumption on these double reward type things, but I can't, right? Because it's not free to switch. It's not worth the 200. So this 200 going bye-bye is going to be massive. Make sure you guys are optimizing it. This is going to change your game. You're going to grow much faster, and you're going to be able to camp war when you're sleeping so that your reports on arena and stuff look really good. But if you guys like this kind of insight, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.